I'm a little tired. So you know what I think is gonna get me going? Some boss battle themes. Hey, my name is Marco, and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective after a decade on the stage as an opera singer. Let's dive into some of the best boss battle themes ever written. Starting with Final Bowser Battle from Super Mario Galaxy 2. Wait, but that's actually crazy. The way it starts is actually amazing. Ba 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 priya. Wait, hold on. So I love that note is where we get the tension. Ba 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 ba. It's as if to say like, oh, it's Bowser. I love that feeling. Actually, that's amazing. Oh, notice that it's all unison. So you have the choral unison with the piano. It's such a satisfying sound. Everything kind of culminates and gathers together. It's really exciting. It's also interesting because I'm not going to stop too much, but it's also interesting because it goes up. Ba, 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 boom, ba, 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 ba. So I feel like that moment is Mario, the heroicism of Mario, coupled with the danger of fighting Bowser, right? All right, I'm not going to talk throughout the rest of it. That is sick. Holy hell. I actually love that. So it's actually funny. God, I can't get over this. So I just beat Super Mario Galaxy like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. You know, Bowser's theme, pretty great. I mean, the final version was also really cool, but this is actually like a whole other level. I actually love the balance between the short and long stuff. So we have ba, 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 ra, ha. So short, long, right? I feel like that breeds a lot of wonderful tension and really distress. But you know what's interesting is that all of it has still like a very bright, very Mario essence towards it. So it's interesting because it is Bowser's theme, the Final Bowser Battle, but it actually feels much more pointed towards Mario as this savior of the day, right? And I think like there's actually like a semblance of conviction in it, you know, like there's a semblance of like, yeah, you can do it, man. Come on, focus up. Like it's very determined. It's actually interesting because a lot of these adjectives, determination, focus, strength of will, power, it's not abnormal, especially with final boss themes. Like, and oftentimes in my experience, having listened to thousands of pieces of video game music at this point, you get the things that are positive, pointed towards the character that you're playing as, pointed as the enemy's theme. And the energy in this is just really delightful. I mean, this is like so special to me. Hold on, I want to keep listening. You hear how punchy it is? It's just so punchy. Like, I mean, like that line. That's so heroic. Oh man, it's hard not to get jazzed about that. Nice supported. Right, going up the scale. And honestly, like what I really like about the shortness in that is it's almost as if it's like, can he do it? Can Mario pull this off? Can Mario actually beat Bowser? Of course he can. You know, it's like a question and answer circumstance. Oh man, what a satisfying theme, dude. That's absolutely an amazing boss theme. I really want to play this now. I finished Super Mario Galaxy and you know, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't necessarily, it actually led me to Super Mario 3D World, which I loved, by the way. I think I loved it more. I don't know much about Super Mario, so it's been a delight to explore Super Mario. So Stellar Blade, if you look past the certain assets that the game has, the conversation around it, especially in online spaces, what you'll actually find is a really nice action adventure game. The music in Stellar Blade is just divine. And this is Democrawler from Stellar Blade. And like, honestly, like if you don't want to play the game, that's cool. You should listen to the soundtrack though. Low key, this is such a good boss theme. Listen to this. Love that slow backing underneath. Clouded by darkness. The slides and the violins in the background are so fun. Do such a great job of accenting the vocals. And I just think the piece is amazing because I think it does a great job of showcasing fear and tension and also like having to push through a conflict. It's a really excellent piece of music that I think is visceral. It's elegant, but it's also extremely dangerous. What I really appreciate about it is that in the background, we have the really strong choral pulsation. So it's interesting because throughout it, we go thoom, 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 thoom. You know, we get the heartbeat of Eve in this case. And what she's fighting is, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's like this monstrosity, this shadowy monstrosity. It's a deformed, like terrifying creature. It's huge. It's actually fairly slow considering how serious and disturbing and kind of messed up this entity is that we're fighting. A lot of times, what's really beautiful about Stellar Blade's music as a general note is Eve as a cyborg doesn't necessarily have like the biggest personality, but we actually get a lot of the internal monologues or the internal discussion that Eve like is feeling through the vocals of the music. And so in this particular case, you know, it's interesting because to me that sounds like betrayal. It sounds like fear. It sounds like a trepidation. There's a lot of sliding. Purnell is such a gorgeous, gifted singer. You hear this ebb and flow of like, almost like, I don't want to do this. How do I do this? How do I push through with this and really lean into it? And also, you're also getting a little bit of the twisting and the deformity of the particular enemy you're fighting. So I think that there's this real elegance in it that is both nefarious and beautiful at the same time. And I love the interplay. And honestly, I mean, like the beautiful thing about this is that the vocals work so well at telling a story and guiding us through an emotional perspective. We don't often get that. I mean, like, it's pretty cool to have like a character that you really is kind of cold and emotionally distant, but the subtext is all throughout the vocals throughout the entire soundtrack. And I think that that's excellent. Now, you may say to yourself, well, I would prefer it if it was like in my face so I actually knew what was going on. And I think that's a valid argument as well. But Stellar, I don't know why, dude, like, but for whatever reason, Stellar Blade, like, I just adore this game. I think it reminds me of Nier. I just really appreciated it and constantly annoyed by the discourse around it. Now, I'm terminally online. I mean, that's part of the job. So obviously I was more aware of that than maybe you were. But if you've been wondering of picking this game up, definitely I would do it on a sale or otherwise, because it's really, really enjoyable. Nothing crazy, but a solid 8 out of 10 game. It's just really fun. I'm not gonna lie, so being the fact that I was an opera singer for 14 years, a lot of my time was spent listening to the same pieces of music over and over and over and over and over. Now, that may not necessarily make for the best YouTube material to constantly be playing the same stuff, but I'm not gonna lie to you, when it sounds like this, how am I not going to? Plus, I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing the freaking shirt. I have to. Oh, wait. So this whole first beginning, excellent. I actually think it's more excellent than the big, like, choral drop. Like, think about it. And then out of nowhere come the strings. And there's this real press in the sound. Church bells in the background. It's like, wake up. It's time to get up. And she's like, I'm pissed. And there's that elegance, right? And it's also so dangerous. So obviously we have the like, oh my God, my heart rate, 160 beats per minute. I should have never woken this lady up. Well, you did, you mother, you know what I mean? Like, and there's this real like sense of tension in that, of her like slowly pulling the sword out of her scabbard and saying, what did you think was going to happen? It's anger. And so I sing it back to you because do you feel and hear how connected all the little, like the vertebrae of that music are, right? Like there's an alignment throughout that, which is just so excellent. Listen. Like an imperceptible kind of connection there. And that's legato, right? Legare is to connect in Italian. Legato is it's connected. E legato is a beautiful thing because it serves, just like anything in music, it all serves a purpose. And so in this particular case, you can't even hear necessarily how we slide up from one note to another because of the, you know, the excellent writing here. There's a little bit of a slide, a little bit of a little bit of a taper down, and it's just so excellent at creating tension. It is very elegant at the same time, right? And then here you get this like separate look at the dissonant harmony in the other violins. Well, the cello and the violin. And then they move up while the cello moves down. You feel how there's actually like a buildup. There's a tumult in this. There are opposing forces. Even though I think both of these represent Lady Maria, I actually don't think this represents the hunter at all. But there's this inherent tension as one goes up and the other goes down. Those two voices really speaking to each other and sort of intermingling in their bloodlust, I guess. And then what's amazing about that is that we have the sustain of the string, and we actually bring out the brass, ba 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 ba, and that sharpness there is really unnerving. Ba 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 ba. That dotted rhythm essentially. There's tension in that, laden, and it's actually all of this. I've probably mentioned this in the other 2 videos I've done of this particular theme, but there's this natural build into the giant reveal that is so satisfying. And it moves down and moves up. See how it's. It's all build up, right? We actually pull back a little bit. You can hear it kind of settle in. Settles. The static movement. And then. And then we're back, right? Big break. Beautiful horns. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And honestly, it does meander a little bit here in the back half, but it does end up culminating in that big body. And I actually think that if we think about the characterization of Lady Maria, I actually think some of this has like this anger of the self and like a deep sense of regret of herself and her hatred for herself, kind of, but also then her hatred pointed towards the hunter. And it's just a great piece that like deserves to be in symphony halls, and it's just amazing. It's just an amazing boss theme. World Revolution, Lavos' second form from Chrono Trigger, is such an oldie but a goodie. We gotta feature it. it's a great theme. And honestly, I don't think it's particularly listenable to. To me, it's not a track that I want to listen to like on the regular or like put it on like in the car. It's very dangerous of a sound, right? And I think it's interesting too how it starts. It starts pretty low and slow, and then as it picks up, you know, we get this that sort of breathlessness is danger. But what I really love is the severe juxtaposition between that's as if to say, like, we don't give a shit about you, Lavos. Like, you're not gonna do this. Like, you're not taking control. And then Lavos is like, the hell you think I'm not? I absolutely am. And then you get a little bit of that, you know, that Chrono Trigger. I can't remember exactly who's themed it. I think it's Chrono's theme. I'm pretty sure that's like, isn't that the theme? I can't remember. And also World Revolution is interesting too, because you actually feel like the world is spinning just extremely fast. I just love how it's a song of despair and a song of hope at the same time with those horns. And it's just such a nice sound. I don't really care for like the Lavos heavy parts, but God, that trumpet line is just so gorgeous. I think part of it's because there's like a little bit of a trill in there. Like there's a sense of like, it's very sing-songy, and so it's really in your face about the fact that like, I'm not gonna surrender. I'm capable of anything, you know what I mean? And then it's like no you're not. Ba 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 ba. You know, and it's like a tension. The sort of organ sound comes in and it tries to essentially, it like cuts it off. It's almost like interrupting someone in a conversation. And that dance there is just so satisfying. I mean, it's a gorgeous song. It really is. It's like so beautiful. Sonic Heroes, What I'm Made Of. Have I heard this? Hold on. No, I haven't. Oh! Is enough to set me free. I can fight the feeling to resist it over time. But when it's just too much to take, you sneak up from behind. Is it me you say you're looking for? Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Inside of me, trying to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. Simple curiosity, trying to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. Like a million faces, recognize them all, and one by one they all become a number as they fall. In the face of reason. So I'm not the biggest fan of Crush 40, not for any particular reason, but I just don't really like the style of music. That being said, what I find really amicable about it and fun, and this kind of speaks to Sonic's lyric pieces, is the fact that they're pretty on the nose. Immediately you get a sense of like what the song's about, and like it's such a cool thing to have this be a boss theme. And I don't know, is it Sonic Heroes? Is this like Shadow? I don't know. You'll tell me in the comments. But, you know, we do get a lot of the Sonic songs like Endless Possibility and I forget the Sonic Colors one. There's, you know, Escape from the City that are not like boss related. I mean, Escape from the City does have the truck that chases it. I don't know. What I'm Made Of is an interesting one because it feels very, very, very pointed in the direction. I mean, looking at the lyrics, it's pretty cool. I don't care what you're thinking as you turn to me, because what I have in my two hands is enough to set me free. I could fight the feeling to resist it over time, but when it's just too much to take, you sneak up from behind. Is it me you say you're looking for? Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. And no matter what, whether it's about Sonic or about, let's say it's, I don't know, Shadow or whoever it's about, the lyrics are telling you, is it me you say you're looking for? Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. You know, Try to reach inside of me, try to drain my energy. I do like that lick. Some of the melody in this is really nice, actually. Let me show you what I'm made of. You're not gonna replace me. You're not gonna take me away from my life. Like I'm gonna fight you to the death because like I believe in who I am. That's all super cool. And actually I do, for what it's worth, I do really like the chorus. Try to reach inside of me, try to drain my energy. Let me show you just what I am made of. Those little accents, let me show you. First of all, that's interesting because if this is in 4/4 time, let and show would be on the strong beats. Me and you would be on the weak beats because 1 and 3. Let me show you who I am and what I'm, whatever. It is a fun song. And I like that it's so on the nose with its like I guess storytelling. But that's just Sonic in general. And I think it works unbelievably well. It's just like a really charming song. And it's like definitely a part of the Sonic lexicon that you just can't really replace, you know, because that's Sonic, you know, that type of feeling is Sonic. I want to go over to Persona 3 Reload. Now, I like Persona 3's music quite a bit, actually. And this is the battle for everyone's souls. I don't know where this takes place. I actually have this urge to play Persona 3. I really do like the subject matter of Persona 3, and I definitely think I would like it much more than Persona 5. I actually like this a lot. Wait, that's the... Isn't this the... Wait a second, why? This is the Velvet Room theme. What? So I actually love this. Two things. I love callbacks to other songs and games. The fact that we have the Velvet Room callback. Now, if you had never heard that before, you'd be like, well, what is the Velvet Room? Well, the Velvet Room is the song you just heard, but slower. And I also really love the heavy chord riffs. I think that really sends home the idea that it's a kind of a do or die circumstance and situation. It really feels like your back is against the wall. And at this point, there's no turning back, and it's all or nothing. Obviously, we get that with a lot of boss battles, And certainly we get it with a lot of final boss battles, especially, you know, One-Winged Angel and stuff, all this other content musically. But in this case, what I like about it is that it's actually fairly straightforward. The heavy guitar riffs, the slight vocals that come in, sort of beginning the illustration of like danger, and then we get into the fast that actually, you know, is odd because in the original Velvet Room, you know, aria of the soul, it's a lot slower and more personal. Whereas in this, there's a lot more agitation because of the tempo increase, which is also like a fantastic way to play with tempo to begin with. I mean, it's such a fun thing to do. The tension in this is actually divine. I genuinely enjoyed that. I don't have time to play Persona 3, but like, it's like, now it's on my list. I recently just finished kind of Bridge of Spirits in preparation for the sequel that's coming out sometime in 2026. The music in this game is excellent because it fuses this tribality, this tribal quality with this natural sound. I mean, that's the whole theme of the game, basically. And this is the first boss, Corrupt Taro. Beautiful story. Kena in the rock helping her. So I think this is a game that all people should play. It's a delightful action game, quite challenging at times. So it does have somewhat of, it's not a Souls-like, but it has Souls elements to it, I'd say. At the very least, it has difficult challenges and, you know, you have to kind of think on your feet a little bit. It's a beautiful game. I literally just finished it last week, about 10, 15 hours, 20 hours if you wanted to be a completionist with some of the challenges. In this particular track, what I really love, again, you hear those, the very, very powerful drums. And Taro Taro as a character is really interesting, and I don't really want to spoil it too much, but all to say, like, the drums make a lot of sense based on like the type of enemy that you're fighting at this point. You know, corrupted, influenced by etc., 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 morphed and turned into something that Taro is not. And so you fight this sort of alternate version of Taro that's incredibly powerful and dangerous. What I find to be so beautiful about this theme is that it really, you hear this actual sense of sadness in the violins, and even though there's like a sharpness throughout the entire piece, there is this kind of natural feeling of mourning and wanting to be released and freed from the path, you know, it's aggressive, but it is sad and somber at the same time, and it's just excellent. I mean, the percussion is so, I mean, like, you put this on while you're working out, doing anything that requires a bit of effort, and it's such a satisfying piece of music that I think is just so beautiful, and the whole soundtrack is just absolutely sublime. It's so gentle, but also very direct, and it doesn't feel very trite or very like superficial. There's quite a depth to this, as we heard with even just a few minutes of Corrupt Taro. And the whole soundtrack plays like this. Even the nice stuff, the really optimistic, peaceful music is just such a delight to listen to. I really can't recommend it enough. And honestly, I mean, there's so many other boss themes that we haven't even like touched. Boss themes are really like a center point of gaming, and I think honestly, like, you know, people love a banger, but like, there's so much good boss music that we haven't even like begun to even explore. I mean, countless themes from countless games. So if there's a boss theme that wasn't in this video, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd love to do more of this. It's super fun and really interesting to listen to. So yeah, thanks a ton. Feel free to like, subscribe, check out the shirts in the description, and I'll see you later. Bye.